Good morning everyone and welcome back to New Year of the New Byte. Happy New Year everyone, I hope you had a great start into 2019. It's the very first Monday of 2019 and as such, of course, we have lots of news to talk about, so let's jump right into it. First off, we have Half-Life importer writer Erik Wolpaw returning back to Valve. A leaked email of course, Gabe Newell has shown actually he's back, as it says in this response. That question simply was asked, is Erik Wolpaw back at Valve? And even Valve's news network, person who also is studying journalism and is really versatile in this section, he actually confirms like, yes, this is a legit email of this leak. So not only was Erik Wolpaw leaving Valve as a company last year following Mark Laidlaw and also Chad Fanisak, he's also back again with them. So does this mean anything? Probably not, but hey, a job is a job, I guess. And he has been credited actually in the recent release of the card game Artifact. So it's for sure he's back. But does this mean anything? We don't know yet. I still think Half-Life 3 will never be a thing, and if it is, it will probably just like a VR feature or maybe something with augmented reality. Who knows? It will definitely not be a classic video game, that's for sure, to me at least. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we have Warner Brothers actually pulling the Lego Lord of the Rings games from Steam, and it does not say why. Lego Lord of the Rings and Lord of the Rings The Hobbit actually was taken down from Steam, and the news about this actually is interesting because it was free on Humble Bundle Store last month and was saying, okay, maybe they are trying to get more keys out or something like that to spark interest, because there were like 2 Hobbit Lego games along with the 2 movies, but as we know, there's also a 3rd movie, and that never has gotten an actual Lego game made by the guys behind Traveler's Tales, who also did, of course, the Star Wars games and many other more Lego titles. So if you want to get it, if you find a key, download it now, because apparently these keys will go offline very soon and you can't use them anymore. And on Steam right now, the pages are still up, but you can't buy these games anymore. So if you want to play the Lego Lord of the Rings or Lego The Hobbit games, you should definitely go into them and download them right now as soon as possible, or else you can't anymore. Then Nintendo actually confirms Bowsette is not canon. And how does Nintendo do that? Well, on the webpage for Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, there's now a description for the Super Crown, an item which confirms that only Toadette can use this item to turn into Peach. So all other abominations that have been out there on the internet are not canon anymore. But who cares about canon, really? All the artists that put out the art for that and will probably still continue to do so, they won't stop right now anymore. It's just like, here's an interesting note actually, that Nintendo shuts it down, at least on the canon front. Like, there's no discussion about it anymore, if it's even possible or not. Apparently, though, they say, sorry Luigi, only Toadette can use this item. So maybe at some point Luigi wanted to be Toadette or Peachette, Luigiette, I guess, yeah. So, which links back actually to an older game where Luigi dresses us up as Peach in the Game Advance title here. So, too bad. But I guess that's how Nintendo works. They just have to work against what everyone wants. In that sense. I mean, okay, I guess I get why. Niantic, the company behind Pokemon Go and other titles which also feature an upcoming Harry Potter game, actually closed out another $100 million investment round. These numbers are quite interesting because not only did they get $990 million, which is based on documents filed with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the Wall Street Journal also reported rumor that Niantic had been valued at $3.9 billion and was about to close a round worth of $200 million. So it brings the total money raised to an amount of around $450 million to date, which is crazy. That company is so big and it's just getting bigger and bigger. With just recently Pokemon Go having surpassed $2 billion lifetime revenue, The company is actually going on and investing in even more companies and buying them up. Since November 2017 to December 2018, it acquired 4 companies and now just invested into a 5th. And that actually showing how much Niantic is coming into the global player market, really. Because they have money, they have lots of money, and they have lots of people now underneath them to start development for more games. And that shows me, okay, there is apparently a really huge market for mobile gaming if you do it right, with the right IPs and with the right games. So very interesting, very lucky I guess for them, and yeah, good job Niantic, congratulations I guess. Then, if you have ARMA III, maybe you want to download this mod, which is called Operation Trebuchet. And it's a mod for ARMA III, as I said before, and it turns the game into a Halo experience, actually. I don't know how sort of legal that is, using assets from Halo into a game that's not directly linked to Microsoft and everything. But Operation Trebuchet is available in an alpha right now. You can check it out on the Steam page, and it shows actually the UNSC's war against the insurrectionists just before the Covenant invasion. And it's adding lots of like custom Halo UI, vehicles, weapons, buildings, and even Halo-appropriate environmental props. The mod wants you to experience space war from a ground perspective and bring the popular Halo universe into a more realistic setting by introducing it into ARMA III, which sounds interesting to me. So it's not like you're actually becoming the Spartans again, you're just a grunt on the ground, but with more a Halo theme. So that sounds interesting to you. You can just download everything you can see here, I guess. Very soon on the Steam page, and of course the link to this article and every other article on this video is of course listed down below in the video description. Next up, since we're talking about mods and everything, Japan actually has made reselling digital game keys illegal without creators' permission, but also modding without the creator's permission. So, like ARMA III, for example, has mod tools, so it allows, of course, stuff like that. But there's a new illegal amendment, actually, that has made it illegal to resell digital game keys without explicit consent from software makers, which is now recognized data information recorded in an electromagnetic record as a target for protection by law. So far, game key reselling has been a gray area in the industry, of course, but now in Japan it has a lot of impact, not only in game reselling, but also on modders. For example, CyberGadget's PlayStation 4 Safe Editor is now discontinued on the official site, and it seems to be still available in other sources, but this is one of the first few examples that actually this is going to stop a lot of people, and of course they don't want to go to prison for this. The 3 points actually to this which have been translated: reselling software product keys online without the creator's permission, which we talked about, no game key reselling, distributing tools and programs for altering save data, so just the save data stuff, and offering services that modify save data on the customer's behalf. Same thing, basically, just a different direction. So these 2 or 3 things actually are having huge impact right now, and we're gonna see how much more it goes on. Because if it's in one country, you can not really make an argument on the internet that it can be sort of excluded in there, but for the rest of the world. So it's gonna be really interesting how modding continues to go on if it's sort of fan powered and not really powered by the creators. So based on this translation, also Kotaku is using their own translation, and they said the same thing. Yeah, actually, it's illegal to mod game save data and game consoles in Japan now. Punishable by up to 5 years in prison and fines up to 5 million yen, which is around $46,000. Okay. Next up, we have a few more quick news. Hyperkin announces a new NES light gun that works also on modern HD TVs. There's a problem with how HD TVs are actually producing light on the screen and how these zappers can work with them. And apparently Hyperkin, the company, also does the Retro N console, which plays, of course, original cartridges, but mods them sort of up into an HD format. You can soon get this Hyper Blaster HD, which will also work with classic games like Duck Hunt here. The news comes around before CES, which is also happening this week, so expect way more news this time about tech and everything from the new Byte news roundup. And yeah, that's interesting news, no prizes yet. There's also a Retro N do-it-yourself kit for the SNES and a Retro N S64 console for the Switch. which will feature a huge list of stuff and an instruction list, of course, how you put it together yourself. So maybe it's not allowed to sell these things as a complete package pre-built, or it's just like up for people who just want to tinker around with stuff like myself. For example, I do have, 2 different Retro Pis here and Raspberry Pi sets, which I use very happily with different stuff. So there's interesting coming around more stuff to do. People that like to tinker around with it. So, Hyperkin, thanks. Next up we have on January 11th, actually, for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, we have 2 Hitman HD games coming out. So IO Interactive has announced that Hitman HD Enhanced Collection is coming soon, January 11th, as we know now, and it contains Hitman Blood Money and Hitman Absolution remastered in 4K. So remasters are running 4K, 60 FPS, great, and it has increased texture resolution, upscale support and updated controls, and even more stuff, which is more into the details, but overall, it's looking better than ever, and it's out very soon. Shenmue's free PC port will take up to 100GB on hard disk drive. The news came around now as a New Year's Eve post, actually how the game is currently running. The system requirements can still change because it's an in-progress setting like we see right here, but the initial requirements are not that high really. You need at least an Intel Core i5 4460 with 3.4 GHz or better, which is also a quad-core requirement. You need at least 4 GB of RAM and at least an GTX 650 Ti or better, which should be a lot of players in this day and age. But yeah, 100GB hard disk drive, that is certainly a lot, and enough to make many gamers like myself also sweat about their SSDs. Then there is a new mod for Stardew Valley on PC, and it's actually giving the game a Battle Royale mode. The mode is now called Stardew Royale, and it actually has up to 100 farmers, which can sort of come together and they fight in a small nodes while they're getting around. And you have to go over to Nexus Mods, and if you want to check this video out, there's also a link here. The article is linked in the description down below as usual, and sort of looks interesting. Definitely could be interesting for people who have nothing to do with Battle Royale shooter games, but maybe this is an interesting addition to it. It's a free mod. Download it, try it out. I don't have the game, but it certainly sounds interesting to me at least. Then Mick Gordon, the composer behind many cool musics, like for, of course, Doom, but also had Wolfenstein recently once, is now actually having an audition and wants to get you, a sort of metal song screamer, to join his choir for an upcoming game project. And it's unknown if it's really about Doom Eternal or if it's just about something else. I would actually hope it's about Doom Eternal, because in the original 2016 Doom, I say original, in the 2016 release of Doom, Mick Gordon already used like some choir sounds, but they seem to be sampled. And what he really wants to do here, he wants to do the very first official heavy metal choir, which sounds interesting. You have to be at least 18 years old. You have to provide a demo, name and email address, of course, to apply. And you have time for that until February 1st. You will need to travel on your own to Austin, Texas in the first week of March. So this will probably target only like US people, because probably, of course, you have to pay for yourself for the trip, so yeah, be aware of that. But of course, the US is big enough, and I guess lots of people will be able to be found here. So if you are interested in that, good luck, and I'm really excited to hear what's coming out of this. Hopefully very soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Come on, give me Doom Eternal very soon. Next up, we have a teaser actually by 20th Century Fox, who has actually shown us some small posts, as you can see right now, about Amanda Ripley, the daughter actually of the world famous. What's her first name? I only know her as Ripley. I'm very sorry. I should have really looked it up. Anyway, so Alien Isolation was a game back in the years, and I really liked it, despite my initial hate against it, because I was playing through it within 1 or 2 days just to rush on a review. But I played it again after a little while and really enjoyed it, and really found like Alien Isolation is something very special. And I hope this new thing that the teasing will be a fully released sequel, which is certainly not known right now, because the teaser in here says read, watch, play, which could mean maybe there's like a mixed release, maybe they have a comic with a game to go along with it, maybe it's just a DLC. Who knows, but certainly they are teasing something new regarding Amanda Ripley, so I'm really excited to hear more about that, and I hope that this will actually be a full sequel like Alien Isolation 2 or Alien, I don't know, another subtitle. Then, accidentally, very quick news, we have a teaser for the original Catherine, which seems to be coming to PC, as the ESRB has now a rating for it, based on the reports by Silicon Era, and the PC version is something that's actually new, because Catherine came out back in 2011, was only launched on the consoles back then, so on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and now there's also an upcoming enhanced version for the game coming to PlayStation 4 just in a few months, so an tagged along PC release would be very nice, I guess, of course. Also, another thing that we have here, there's actually a remake coming for the very first Pokemon movie, which was about Mew and Mewtwo, which was called Mewtwo Strikes Back. And it came out back in 1998, and now in 2019, there's actually a new movie coming out, which is called Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. It seems to be a remake of the original movie, but with fully CGI. I'm not too sure if this is actually the look that we want to go for. But alas, oh yeah, we can see the video right now on the page. You have to go actually on the YouTube site itself. But trust me, it looks interesting, definitely, and I think maybe it's something that you want to look up yourself as well. So look up the link in the description down below and see the trailer for yourself. I think it's not the best, but let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. And last but not least, we have new games, of course, for PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Games with Gold. We start with PlayStation Plus. From January 1st to February 5th, you can get Steep and Portal Knights, but we also have Zone of the Enders HD Collection for PlayStation 3, Amplitude for PlayStation 3, Fallen Legion Flames of Rebellion for the PS Vita, and Super Mutant Alien Assault for the PlayStation Vita. And there's also a little pack that you can get for the Warframe gang, so if you want to play Warframe and you want to have like a quick boost, you can get the PlayStation Plus Booster Pack for free until January 15th. The above mentioned games are available again from January 1st to February 5th. So, especially Steep seems to be interesting. It was not that well received back when it came out, but certainly for free, you maybe just want to download it and try it out yourself. I personally am very interested in Zone of the Enders HD Collection for PlayStation 3, which I definitely need to download today. On the Xbox side, if you have Games for Gold, you can play Never Alone from Kizima Ingituna. Sorry. And you can play Celeste, one of the best games of the last year. And you can get also Lara Croft and the Gun of Light starting now until the 15th of January. The first few games are available in different time periods. So Never Alone can be played from December 16th until January 15th for free. You just need to download and can play it for free afterwards as well. Celeste is available from January 1st to January 31st, and Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light is available from January 1st to January 15th. It's really weird how sometimes the timers go, but here we are. Which means also on January 16th we get new games, apparently, and then we have WRC 6 FIA World Rally Championship from January 16th to February 15th, and from that same time period from January 16th, to January 31st, with Far Cry 2. My god. These timings are so crazy, but you can see right now on screen, and you of course can also see them in the link in the description down below. Far Cry 2 and the backwards compatible program, that's actually seriously interesting to me, because I would love to play the game on a console instead on PC. I think just for the cost, and especially on Xbox One X that I have, it certainly will be cool. So definitely a recommendation for Celeste and other games that are here as well. And of course, while purchasing games, you also have cool things to try out at least. That's the news right now for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you liked it. It was a big one, I know, but it was a lot of time that we haven't done the news again. In a while, I'm back from my vacation, and I hope you have a great day. Let's start 2019 with a good mood, and have a nice day. See you soon, and bye-bye.